Hey, what is going on, guys? Here to break down the 8-game NBA slate on Monday. Would be making this video out on the balcony, but the people right next door were outside in their balcony. I didn't really want to disturb them, so like, you know what? I'm gonna just make it in the hotel room. But gonna be travel day for me, so I will be back normal scheduled tomorrow. But yeah, if this is your first time watching, welcome to my channel. Again, I do cover content for Draftkings and for Prize Picks. If you're not familiar with Prize Picks, guys, it is a player prop site. Where they offer a ton of different sports. You can mix and match. You pick 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 6 player props and win up to 10x your money. So if you guys want to give it a try, you can use the code DKDFS. That will give you a 100% match up to $100. So take advantage of that free money if you're a first-time user. If you guys are looking for more in-depth content, offer a lot of different packages. You can check out my Patreon link down below. If you have any questions, always leave in the comment section or hit me up on Twitter. All right, so let's just get right into it, guys. First game here, Chargers. Clippers and the Hornets. So on the Clippers side, we're still waiting on the status of Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and Luke Kennard. And this is pretty big news. Norman Powell is out. If all three of these guys are out, I mean, the Clippers are going to be relatively shorthanded. And then you would get, John Wall, Reggie, Morris, Zubats kind of run the offense. Terrence Mann would probably play big minutes. Guys like Covington, Coffee, Batum could be playable values. If Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and Luke Kennard are all in, we need to keep an eye on the news if these guys are going to be limited. I would assume there's going to be some sort of limit. And if that's the case, probably would be staying away from most of the Clippers. So, yeah, definitely got to keep an eye on that news. It is the first game, though, so we should get that before lock. On the Hornets side, so I do like Rozier and Oubre. They're going to play big minutes. I give the edge to Rozier. It's nice that he has shooting guard, small forward eligibility, even though he's playing the point guard position. So, playing a ton of minutes right now. I do like him quite a bit. Oubre also playing big minutes. I would rather get to Rozier, but Oubre is still fine. The front court looks pretty good, too, with Washington and Plumlee. Plumlee has been playing close to 30 minutes a game. Washington, if he stays out of foul trouble, should play low to mid-30s minutes. But like those two in the mid-range, McDaniels should continue to start. He's been a little bit up and down, but he's only 4.9K. Off the bench, Maledon's too pricey. I mean, Nick Richards is 3.6. He's been playing the backup 5. I think he's a fair value play just because he's a good point-per-minute guy. Milwaukee and Orlando, so Drew Holiday should be back. Middleton is back, but most likely be on a limit. Brook Lopez questionable and Grayson Allen questionable. So for Milwaukee, I think Giannis at the top looks decent if you think the Magic can keep the game competitive. Don't really know if I'm looking to the secondary guys. Again, I assume Middleton's going to be a limit. Drew Holiday just kind of feels priced about right. If there is no Brook Lopez, I would think Bobby Portis picks up the start. If that's the case, he'd be fine. But again, would have wished he was a bit cheaper. So not a ton that stands out on the Bucks side. On the Magic side, so any of the main guys I think are playable in tournaments. Banchero, Bol, Franz Wagner, 2 guards. You got Mo Wagner. Anthony 5'7", played 24 minutes last game. Again, it was kind of a blowout. Markelle Fultz only played 19 minutes. But in that competitive game, they both saw, a good amount of minutes. So the 2 guards, I think, look solid. Again, Franz, Bol, Banchero are all decent options. Mo Wagner started last game, but only played 22 minutes. So a lot of, secondary options. But if you think this game stays competitive, I think you can target some of these main guys. Boston and Toronto. So Boston, big news here is Marcus Smart. If he is out, obviously you're just going to get more ball handling for Brogdon and Derek White. Brogdon was an absolute smash last game. I preferred him to Derek White slightly just because he's the better point per minute guy of the two. He played 32 minutes and smash. Well, Derek White, I believe, was very disappointing. Yeah, 1 of 7 shooting in only 22 minutes. But those two would look better if Marcus Smart's out. Again, would still give the edge to Brogdon. The rest, you can look to Tatum or Brown. I don't think they stand out at their price points, but they're definitely viable. Al Horford, 5'1", should play low 30s minutes. I think he's a relatively safe option. Probably not getting to anyone else, though, on the Boston side. If Smart is in, then Brogdon and White are just, they're secondary plays. On the Toronto side, so basically a fully healthy team. A couple, these secondary options are out, but not a big deal. Starters, they should play big minutes. I like Siakam. He should play in a competitive game if he stays out of foul trouble. Mid to high 30s minutes. So I think he looks pretty good. Nothing else that really stands out, though. OG, Van Fleet, Barnes, Trent. I mean, I guess if I had to pick one, it would be Van Fleet at 7-2. But yeah, not a ton I love on the Toronto side. Oklahoma City and Atlanta. So nothing we're waiting for news-wise for the Thunder. I think Shea at 10-3 looks pretty good. Should play big minutes, running the offense. Giddey feels priced for it right, as does Dort. If you want to target anyone else, it's just tournament plays with Pokusevski, Williams, and JRE. JRE's minutes have been relatively secure of late. I'm just warning you, though. Just warning you. If you play on these guys, you cannot be mad. I said the same thing. It's about a week ago. Pokuševski had played like 3 straight games of 30-plus minutes, and everyone's like, oh, I really like Pokuševski. And I was like, be careful, because there's a chance he gets benched and screws you. And sure enough, that day, he played like 5 minutes and got benched. So while JRE's minutes have been relatively secure, he could also literally play 5 minutes tonight, and I would not be surprised. On the Atlanta side, no Collins, no DeAndre Hunter. Trae Young is back, though. So the 2 guards and Trae Young and DeJounte Murray, I think, look solid at the top. I think I would give the edge to Trae slightly over Murray. Capella, Okongwu, they'll split the center minutes. They're both fine. Capella's minutes have been ticking up a bit of late. I think he looks decent in the mid-range. And then starting lineup, I would assume you get AJ Griffin and Jalen Johnson in the starting lineup, along with the 2 guards and Capella. So I would think Culver moves back to the bench, but we'll see. AJ Griffin's 5K, played 35 minutes last game. Don't love the price point, but if he's going to play mid-30s minutes, I think he's still in play. The guy that I think it's easiest to get to is Jalen Johnson, assuming he continues to start. Played 33 minutes. Yeah, I like him here at that price point. I don't know if we can expect a double-double again from him, but if he continues to start, I like that. Culver, 4-2. I would think he moves back to the bench. If he does, don't like him as much. I mean, Bogdanović in his first game only played 22 minutes. We'll keep an eye and see if we get any sort of limit on him in this game. Miami and Memphis, right now, again, Miami just listing everyone as questionable. I assume most of these main guys play, and if that is the case, I think my 2 favorite plays would be Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero. Bam Adebayo have been playing massive minutes of late, and then Tyler Hero also playing a ton. Those 2, I think, look the best. 3 straight 40-plus fantasy games for Hero. So it's Bam, it's Hero for me, and that's honestly about it. On the Memphis side, so Desmond Bane's still out. Adams is questionable. With Adams out last night, I was like, you have to prioritize Brandon Clark, and he smashed. I know he's pretty popular, but if Adams is out again, I don't care about the matchup. I think Clark looks amazing. John Morant, 10-6. It's been a little bit quiet of late. Did go for 57 last game, but we know his usage is insane without Desmond Bane. The rest are just kind of there. If you want to target Triple J or Brooks in tournaments, you can. But that is it. Philadelphia and Houston. So Harden is expected to be back. We'll see if there's any sort of limit on him. If there's no limit on Harden, I think he's playable. But yeah, with Harden back, kind of takes Harris, Milton, and Melton out of play for me. So really it would just be the top 2 guys that I have interested in Embiid and Harden. Embiid played 40 minutes last game and absolutely smashed. So great matchup here if the game can stay competitive. It's Embiid, it's Harden. All right, on the Houston side, not a ton that stands out to me, to be honest. Sengun, if he can stay out of foul trouble, like his ceiling, but worried about that against Embiid. If you want to target either of the guards in tournaments, you can. But yeah, Eric Gordon back. I mean, at 3.9K, he's decent value, should play close to 30 minutes. Probably it for Houston. All right, a couple games left. Phoenix and Dallas. So Chris Paul's been out for a while. Torrey Craig missed last game. If those 2 are continuing to be out, then Devin Booker has been playing extremely well without Chris Paul. Last game was a massive blowout, so don't put too much emphasis on that. DeAndre Ayton 7.5 has been playing a lot better of late as well, but he feels priced right. Bridges and Campaign, both solid options in the mid-range. You have been seeing Dario Saric start for Torrey Craig, 21 minutes, back-to-back games. Playable, but again, he's not going to play a ton of minutes. I would assume you get a minutes bump for guys like Lee, Wainwright, Shamet if Torrey Craig is still out. All right, Dallas. So Luka Doncic, 12.7. I mean, it's expensive, but gotta like Luka here. We know he doesn't like the Suns, so... And especially with Christian Wood's out, he's going to look even better. If Wood is out too, again, Dinwiddie's going to have more usage. He's been a little bit disappointing besides that last game, but he would look better. Tim Hardaway Jr. has been playing extremely well. I'm just going to warn you guys, though. He is relatively scoring dependent, and we know if that shot's not falling, this is his floor. So if he's going to be a pretty popular play, I think he makes for an interesting fade in tournaments. Dorian Finney-Smith should play big minutes, but low usage. And then if Wood's out, you would get more run for, Maxi Kleber, Dwight Powell. You saw JaVale McGee in the rotation last game. He only played 5 minutes, though, so those guys would look better if Wood is out. And then finally, Pacers and Warriors. So this game does have some blowout risk. No Duarte, no Halliburton. McConnell is questionable. I mentioned on Patreon, I was like, with those 2 out, you have to prioritize Andrew Nembhard. And he absolutely smashed, went for 37 fantasy points in 37 minutes. So Nembhard's the guy that really, really stands out to me, especially if McConnell's out too. I love Nembhard. Now, even if McConnell's in, I think the 2 point guards look the best. They're going to do a lot of the ball handling. Now, with the top guys, you have Turner, Hield, Mathurin. They should have more usage without Halliburton. It was Buddy Hield that had the really good game last game. He went for 46 fantasy points in 38 minutes, while Mathurin really struggled in 32 minutes. Now, here's the thing. I think these two are basically the same play. And with what happened last game, I'm thinking you're going to get a lot more ownership for Buddy Hield. If that's the case, I would rather play Mathurin in tournaments. So I think they're basically the same play. And then Miles Turner should be able to have his way against his front court. I think he looks good if he can stay out of foul trouble. The rest of the Pacers, Jalen Smith, I mean, his minutes have ticked down of late. He's a good point per minute guy, but you can never trust his role on this team. Naismith should start, should play low to mid 20s minutes. He's fine for value. Isaiah Jackson should get the backup 5 run, but he's not playing a ton at the moment. But he is close to min price. That's probably it for the Pacers. And then finally, the Golden State Warriors. Wiggins and Poole both questionable. If Wiggins is out, not sure who they go to in the starting lineup. Do they go Lamb? Do they go DiVincenzo? Maybe a little bit of a bigger lineup with Kuminga. I'm not sure, but definitely it will be important to keep an eye on that. Steph Curry, 10-9. I mean, it's a good matchup. He's fine for tournaments. Green, Clay in the mid-range are decent plays. Wiggins v plays, again, playable. If Poole is out too, then you should get more run for DiVincenzo. Moody, I would think, would enter the rotation and play decent minutes. So there could be some value plays that are viable for Golden State. If Wiggins and Poole are both out, this group of like DiVincenzo, Kuminga, Moody, Lamb, all guys I think would be in consideration. I think DiVincenzo and Kuminga would probably be the safest. DiVincenzo, because he's been playing close to 20 minutes a game. Kuminga's minutes have been up and down. He's normally like a decent point per minute guy, so he finds his way into more minutes. He could definitely be playable. So yeah, guys, that's going to wrap it up for the video. If you have been enjoying the content, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And I'll see you guys all in the next one.